Hey everybody, I'm out here walking the fence line of the farm. Debbie's up there ahead of me. She's a faster walker. I'm a stroller. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about is the fabric of reality. You know, nothing heavy. But if we think about the atom, that is 99.9999 whatever percent empty space. And we've known this for over 100 years. Then what keeps our body from going right through the earth? Or your butt from going right through the chair? You get where I'm coming from. Well, there's a force, a strong force, that holds the atoms together. And that force acts a lot like a magnet. When you have a positive and a positive magnet pole, you try to put them together, you feel the resistance. That resistance is what you feel when you're walking along on this earth, when you're sitting in your chair, when you reach out and fill the glass of water on the table. You don't actually touch any of those things. You're repelled by forces that keep you from touching those things. Now, you can think about this for an awful long time. I've done it. And you start adding things together, one after the other, after the other, after the other. And you start really seeing how strange this world is. And you start realizing how little we know about it. And how can we make assumptions that we all do every day, thinking we know everything, almost everything. We know that there's a little bit that we don't know. Well, that's all wrong. We don't know very much at all. But just by knowing that, we can really expand our universe by coming at it in a direction of not knowing. If you come at something from the direction that you know what it is, you're not going to look at it very close. You're going to go, oh yeah, I've seen that. I know what that is. But if you come at it from a direction, goodness, I've never seen that before. What could it be? And you start investigating it, you make big discoveries. I'm gonna have to stop here for a minute and catch my breath. All right, here we go. Going off on this walk around the pasture again and continuing our talk. Get this stuff going on here. All right, and action. TV star here. No, okay, here we go. So we're looking at things with naive eyes, so to speak, and we're discovering all kinds of cool stuff. Just think about light, how the photon from the sun up there takes, I think, 7 minutes to get to Earth. That photon bounces off disturbances in an energy field. They go into a little tiny hole in the front of your eye, go through a lens, flips upside down to the back of your retinas, and is changed from electromagnetic energy to electrochemical energy. Goes into this huge portion of your brain that tries to make sense of it all. Now you have two-dimensional images that are upside down. Your brain does the best it can to tell the brain what is happening out there. And it leaves a lot of room for error. First of all, there's a problem with your eyeball. The nerves in your eye are right in the middle of the field of vision. So it's got another problem besides being two-dimensional upside down in two of them. Now you can only actually see 1% in clear vision of what's out there. That's why your eyes are always moving around, bouncing around, because it's got to stitch all that stuff together and make it seem like you've got a completely clear view of the world around you. When actually, it's not very good at all. And, you know, it can be demonstrated a lot of different ways. You look at any of these illusions, visual illusions that, you know, trick your eye. Well, it's not that hard to do. You gotta excuse me if I clear my throat a lot and stuff like that. I'm a throat cancer survivor. It's been almost 10 years. Whole new story. All right, here's a brain experiment. Let's say you're sitting in your living room and you're looking out the window. Those photons that are bouncing off of disturbances in a field, we'll call them matter. Let's say it's a tree. They come into your eye, your brain pieces it together as a beautiful tree out in your front yard. Your wife is sitting to your side, and she's looking at the TV. And the TV is sending photons across your field of view, and she's seeing images on the set. Now, you should see, or maybe see's not the right word, but you should be able to tell in your mind experiment that there's a problem, because the photons that are bouncing off of the tree hitting your eye are going right through the photons that are coming out of the TV and going to your wife's eye, and neither one interfere with the other. Pretty cool, huh? Think about that for a little while. Well, you might be wondering why I'm talking about these strange things. Well, these things really aren't strange at all, you know, because we're involved with them all the time, every day. Just don't give them any thought, most of us. But the thing is what if you had something that you really wanted to share with people, but if you just told them what it was, they would just freak out, say you're off your mind, and tune you out. That'd be it. So what I want to do is give you some background in my thinking before I spill my main thoughts. So if you guys hang around with me and think about some of the things that I have to say, I'll share with you the woo-woo way to on. Okay, I'm not very funny, but I give myself a tickle every now and then. I guess that's the important part. So I'm going to pause for a minute here. All right, so let me just say this about that. Science is moving really quick right now. You know, quicker than scientists can keep up with it. They're all diversified in their own little focus groups, and it's hard for them all to share with each other. That's one point. Let me say that just like your vision, and just like the atoms that are empty space that seem to be solid, all of your senses are feeding your brain with the best information they have. Your brain is tasked with a big project to try to make sense out of it, to keep you alive and get you to reproduce. There's more to the world than what we see. There's more to the world than what we feel, smell, taste. Think about the spectrum of light, the electromagnetic field coming from that photon from the sun. In that spectrum, we can only make out a tiny portion of it. You know, if the light wave is a certain size, it'll come into our eye and it'll do all those things and we'll see something. If the wavelength is longer, we'll feel it as heat. It'll be ultraviolet. You know, like the sun hitting my face right now. I can feel that, but I can't see that. I can't see all of it. And back the other way, the spectrum is huge, and we're only privy to a little bit of it. And that's only electromagnetic. And that's what we're basing all of science on, really. But we know there are other forces. We know that there's gravity. We know that there's a weak force and a strong force, and the electromagnetic wave. But we seem to have gotten stuck there because Maxwell and some of these guys 100 years ago made a breakthrough. Now, if they had made a breakthrough in gravity waves, a similar type thing, or the strong force or the weak force, we might be living in a whole different world. But our world, as we see it, as we perceive it, is based on the electromagnetic energy. Not to mention the dark energy, the dark matter, stuff we have no idea what it is. We can't see it. We can't measure it in any way. We know it's there, and that's all we know. And that is almost the whole ball of wax. It's like 97% dark energy and dark matter out there. It blows my mind how we think we are so smart. Why does it matter that we don't know? It matters because it's not only that we don't know, it's that we think we know, and we don't know what we don't know. And the reason why that matters is when we're confronted with stuff, we don't even give it a second thought before we go, oh, that's woo-woo. You know, I know what I know, and by God, that's all there is. That's a big mistake. I hope that I can convince you that. Convince you of that. Oh goodness, what have I got myself into here? Okay. I'm gonna wrap this little speech up, and I think tomorrow I want to talk about Don Hoffman's book. What is the name of it? The Question of Reality or something like that. I'll get the name of it. Come back tomorrow. We're going to talk about some crazy stuff that's not crazy at all. All his stuff is based on rock hard science. And for now, that's where I'm trying to stay. See you there. Okay, well, I couldn't leave it like that. It's a case against reality. Interesting guy, interesting thoughts, and at first glance, it looks way out there. Closer inspection, maybe not so. Okay, that's where I'm leaving it. See y'all next time.